Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over and update Bitcoin, go over the markets a little bit with you guys and give you my take on it. So, what we have going on right now is Bitcoin broke through that 25.2. And that's actually good news for Bitcoin, guys. It went right through, it sliced right through that area right there. So now it's above it. And this could be the beginning or the start of the FOMO portion of the FOMO wave that I was talking about. So there's a couple ways you can look at that. However, if this is the beginning of the third wave, and it very well could be, guys, then Bitcoin targets are up here. Low end of 34 and a high end of 41 on that wave, guys, if that is a fifth wave. Now, it could be a third, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be. We're just going to have to see what it does after, what kind of correction it does and what it's going to do after there, guys. Nobody can answer that question. So many different ways. But the positive news is this. Bitcoin broke those levels, okay? And then you have a clear, if you want to put it on there, you can see this area right here for Bitcoin, however you want to label this. I would probably label it something like this. And you have a head and shoulders pattern. And the neckline would be technically, you could call the neckline right there and take your trend from there. Basically, let's just say right there and then a bust. And that's 29K right there, guys. And then if you go to the top like that, then that goes right up to my box area, 36, 37. So few ways you can look at that. Either way, it's pretty positive for this. There's a lot of people. I've been paying attention to some folks that are like, they're totally like, don't fight the Fed type people. They base their decisions all on what the Fed says, on what it does, whether I'm going to invest or not. But sometimes they jump in there and play, and they can't understand. They have no understanding how this Bitcoin is going up right now. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And I've been saying that you have a good shot of something like that could be happening, creating the FOMO wave. So what I'm saying is the reason the FOMO wave will be created is because those folks just won't believe it. But they will nibble. They will nibble, and they'll nibble some more, and they'll nibble more, and more once they see it's up here. It'll be the same narrative up here, guys. Once it's at 27, and it's at 30, it's at 35. They'll still be saying the same narrative all along, guys. So it's going to be a lot of the market sentiment working against Bitcoin in a way, if you will, to finally just probably thrust it up to wherever it's going to end up, guys. Okay, that's how I see that right here. And that's just if this is a third wave, that's the third wave target area for me. Okay, now remember too, I want to just make this clear. This could be a fifth wave. I don't think so. It's got the hallmarks of a third wave. I mean, if you take a look at this, just looking at basic wave structure, I'll show you guys. Basic wave structure. You see how this came down like, three wave move like that. Okay, came down just like so. And you have a strong, very, very strong reaction right out of there. Just very strong. Boom. So as in this case down here, it bounced. And you have kind of like a weak reaction, okay? And then it goes in and finally does another, here's another 1, 2, right? Still a little bit of a weak reaction. People still weren't sure. I wasn't 100% sure. Anybody was saying there's 100% sure is crazy. And then you can see the reaction out there at that third wave. So this is, to me, giving off the characteristics of potential third wave. So look, everything looks good with Bitcoin, guys. And just want to see where it's going to top out at. I think it hit about 26,500, and see what it's going to do on the correction. So once it's finished here, here's the deal with Bitcoin is wherever it is on this three-way pullback, okay? And then that's definitely going to be the next buy, okay? The next buy for Bitcoin. And, you just wherever it's going to end, guys, is where you're going to put your fib retrace. And you can check logarithmic. You can put your targets on logarithmic. That 50%, if it's a wave 2, is going to be right here. That golden pocket area is going to be the retrace spot. So take it off log and check it too. So 23.2 down to 22.3 on linear, and then 23,000, and then as low as 22, say 22.1 on logarithmic, if that's the top. Okay. And then that area would be a buy. And I'm thinking you're going to have potentially more FOMO to step in here, just because if you think about this, guys, right now, if that is a third wave, you have this impulsive wave structure behind it, you have a correction, and now you have another impulsive wave behind it. And even though people don't use Elliott waves, those traders are going to see this whole movement, this whole move right through here, and have a pullback and hit Fibonacci levels of like 50%, 618, golden pocket areas, and they're going to get into it, guys. Okay, even regular old retail. And this was what I was kind of concerned about, what I said before with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was probably, I made a previous video about this, was probably not going to make this picture perfect ABC to give people that perfect little buy zone to go down like that. So it's probably going to bounce and just start shooting out of there. But it did a good job. It did a good job because it scared everybody. So starting like right here on that line, this like right here about this trend line, that's when everybody got scared again, and the bear market was back on, and now it's up above everything like there. So Bitcoin, like I said, Bitcoin is surprising everybody. It's going to be a surprise, and it's probably going to continue to be a surprise all the way through 2022, guys, until this whole wave structure with Bitcoin, wherever it's going to end up at, till that whole wave structure is over, and then that'll be the big crash. Okay, I'm not going to go into the S&P 500 and all those other down there, guys. That's still open for debate. The bears down there in the S&P 500 been waiting for it to crash. They still insist it's going to crash and break the lows. I'm not seeing that yet, guys. I still need to see it break some pivot points before I can say that. There's some other things I kind of disagree with. Everybody keeps talking about a recession, guys. Look, there might not be. If there's going to be a recession, it's going to be a mild recession. I don't see this mega recession coming on, Great Depression 2.0 and everything else. What you hear in the media and people on YouTube's, like the Fed doesn't know what they're doing. It's a mess. It's a disaster. It's a wreck. Look, guys, those guys are smarter than most people realize. They know what they're doing. They can make this game go on for another 100 years, probably. Okay. So I don't see Mad Max scenario. I've seen that in the YouTubes too. Get ready for Mad Max scenario, get your money out of the bank, and all on and on. That whole narrative is back hard, and they think that that's going to be happening. I don't think so. The market's pretty resilient. I know the amount of money that the Fed prints. People think this is unbelievable. Look how big the market is today compared to what was 25 years ago. It's way bigger. There's all kinds of ways you can look at it, but always looking at it in a negative is just keeping those regular people out of there. Watching what they're doing is they're just sitting there watching Bitcoin go from 15,000 now almost to 30,000 and miss a 2x. Some people on big YouTubers do the same thing too. Sorry, I'm going on a little rant a little bit. Some of the bigger YouTubers are doing it also. There's a lot of missed opportunities in the market between June 22 and now. Massive gains in quant and Matic, and the list goes on and on and on if you just did a simple swing trade, okay? And it wasn't even that difficult to do. If you didn't pay attention to the media and the narrative, you would have made a pretty decent amount of money. I put it all together on everything that I said to buy, including everything that were a bad call, like ICP, but if you took it all together, FTM, threw in the bad ones, ICP as an example that I screwed up, or any of the other ones, at a minimum, without even trying, between June of 22, at a minimum with major screw-ups, you still would have had a 2x. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.